Well, hello, friends. Hello, this is Larry Grimm, and I'm welcoming you to my live show of Listen to the Mystics. Listen to the Mystic in Hawaii. And hello, Jerry. I'm happy you're here. Listen to the Mystic in Hawaii is my way of sharing some profound experience of the divine. Mysticism is often, it gets a bum rap. It's really kind of a bum rap because people talk about the mystics as being out of touch, as though they're out of touch with reality. And the thing that the mystics recognize is that there is a direct experience with the one reality that is the divine that is everywhere. I think of it as the divine that is infused in all of creation. So when you look at this, oh my gosh, look at this flower over here in Hawaii. Look at these, oh my gosh, these red flowers. Can you see the red flowers there? They didn't do a thing. They just grew. And all of this beauty in Hawaii I think, is infused with the divine presence and the divine love. And so, excuse me, when I invite you to listen to the mystic here, I'm inviting you to listen to the mystic experience, to the experience within yourself of something that's profound and deep and loving. And I hope these words will help to awaken you to that reality that is there within you. I'm going to read today from Rabia. Now, Rabia lived from 717 to 801, and she was a prostitute. Actually, she was a sex slave in Basra, Iraq, in Mesopotamia. She was a sex slave. Amazing. Can you imagine that? And here's what she says at the beginning. She says, "When God said, 'My hands are yours,' I saw that I could heal any creature in this world. I saw that the divine beauty in each heart is the root of all time and space." She was such a beautiful woman that she was sold into sexual slavery, lived in a brothel, and then she, at some point, left the brothel, escaped, and became one of the most profound poets in mystical writing. And when after she was 50. So many things happen in people's lives after they turn 50. 50 seems to be a real hallmark of transformation, a moment of transformation. So it is said that her writings are maybe a little bit raw for people. But the typical of the mystic is that people in the mystic use creation in every aspect of human experience as a metaphor, as a way of talking about the ineffable experience of the divine love. So here's one example. What does this awaken in you? One day he did not leave me. Start again. One day he did not leave after kissing me. And I would say one day she did not leave after kissing me. What does that awaken in you? How does that touch your soul? One day she did not leave after kissing me. From a woman who was enslaved, sexual slave, and she had experienced so much abuse, sexual abuse. She amazingly turned that into insight into the relationship with the divine. This one is entitled, "Our Beauty." Live with dignity, women. Live with dignity, men. Few things will more enhance our beauty as much. What do you hear in that? What do you hear in that little poem? It's such a small, short writing in the mystic, And what does that awaken in you? Live in dignity, woman. Live in dignity, man. Nothing will enhance our beauty so much. For me, it is a clear affirmation that our humanity is basically beautiful. Beautiful. It's a given. And truly, I experience humanity that way. There's such a variety here in Hawaii, such a diversity of humanity, people from all over the South Sea Islands, the South Pacific, people from around the world that gather here for vacation, for weddings, for celebrations. Such a major, wonderful diversity. And the beauty of humanity is in front of me all the time, and I love what she says about being, living in dignity, and it enhances the beauty. Can you call forth dignity in yourself? This short one is called The Perfect Stillness. Love is the perfect stillness and the greatest excitement and the most profound act. And the word almost as complete as God's name. Welcome. I'm reading from mystical writers to invite you into the mystic, so that the mystic is an experience that we share of the profound transcendence of our own experience. It's a connection to one another, it's a connection to the world. And I think of it as that all of creation. Hello, who is that? Oh, is that you, Pearly? Hello, I can't see very well on this screen. So this divine reality infuses all of creation. And when we are awakened to it, when I look at this, as I said, when I look at this flower, I'm seeing not only a flower, but I'm seeing that there is that connects me to the flower, in which the flower is connected to me, and I am one with the flower. It's this oneness. Hello, Allergage. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Allergage? Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I read from the mystic poems as a way of enabling us to be connected with all of creation. I mean, that's where we are connected, in the mystic. And today's writings that I'm sharing are from Rabia. Rabia was in Basra in the 8th century. Basra, Mesopotamia. By the way, Mesopotamia, do you know what that word means? It means between the rivers. Salam. Thank you. Mesopotamia means to be between the rivers. Meso, between, and Potamia. And we translate it as Potomac. So when we talk about the Potomac River, we're really saying river. Here is another from Rabia. And I mentioned at the beginning of my broadcast, Rabia was a sex slave, sold into slavery and abuse. The way it goes. Why thank God has not touched everything that comes to your desk? Hello? True, he may have kept his best for himself. That is just the way it goes. What has not been touched by the divine? What is it that is touched by the divine and infused with the divinity that is on your desk right now, or that is in front of your face? What is it that awakened to the divine in all things that you can see in a new way because of the mystic that you experience here? Now I love this. Hello. I'm sorry, I can't read the small print too well. But welcome. Thank you for coming and joining with me. There's Hadaromi. Welcome. I've been reading from the mystic writers. Welcome into the mystic. When I read these poems, it's an opportunity for all of us to connect in the mystic. The mystic being that dimension of life that is what connects us all. It's the dimension of life that is a deep presence that permeates all and is infused in all of creation. I think of it as when you infuse vodka with flavor, you maybe use seeds, you'll use pineapple, you might use an orange. Hey, welcome. So this is from Rabia, a sex slave in the 8th century who lived in Basra. Die before you die. That's interesting. Ironic, but one of the most intimate acts of our body is death. So beautiful appeared my death, knowing who then I would kiss. I died 1,000 times before I died. Die before you die, said the Prophet Muhammad. Have wings that feared ever touched the sun? I was born when all I once feared I could love. I was born when all I once feared I could love. What does this awaken in you? This woman is so sensuous, and her writing so sensual. And it's not unusual for mystical writers who are in the mystic, to utilize their senses as a way of describing what is the ultimate or penultimate experience of living. What does this awaken? Die before you die. I could die 1,000 deaths because I knew I would awaken to kiss. Hi, Laurel Lee. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Let me read this again for you, Laurel Lee. This is entitled Die Before You Die, and it's written by Rabia, who was in Basra in the 8th century. Hi. And she was a sex slave, actually. She was sold into sexual slavery, into a brothel. Ironic, but one of the most intimate acts of our body is death. So beautiful appeared my death, knowing who then I would kiss. I died 1,000 times before I died. Die before you die, said the Prophet Muhammad. Have wings that feared ever touched the sun? I was born when all I once feared I could love. I was born, and I suppose Christians would say born again. I was born when all I could fear I loved. That sends chills down my spine. All that I could fear, I loved. That is to die. To die to the egocentric fear, to die to the worry that our supposed life has to sustain. I'm reading from Rabia, who was a poetess, a mystic writer in the mystic back in the 8th century in Basra, Iraq. This one's entitled The Moment's Depth. The moment's depth is greater than that of the future. And from the fields of the past, what can you harvest again? Dried flowers I have from a meadow I laid in with her and moved across her breast. When I need love scent, I touch them. I mine with jewels. A mine with jewels can be the past for the heart. But who goes to an old mine that can only make you sad? I have seen a man walk on a high-stretched rope inside, holding a long pole for balance, memories and dreams can do that, be a great help. The soul does not understand the word seasons. The petals on the sun can only be touched now. The beauty of dried flowers, how can that be compared to God? I hope that helps you awaken to the moment, the now, the immediacy of now. It's not in the past, and it's not in the future, but it's in the now. It is deep, isn't it? And when you take it into yourself, how does that touch you? What does it enliven or awaken within you? The beauty of dried flowers. And they are pretty, aren't dried flowers pretty? The beauty of the past, memories. The beauty of the wonder of our days gone by are like the dried flowers, right? But how can they compare to the beauty of now? The beauty of the divine. I said earlier, look at these flowers. I love these flowers. God, they're so incredible. Can you see these red flowers here? I don't know the names. I don't really care the names. They're now. They are now. And when I see the flower and look, when I'm in the mystic and look at the flower, I don't see the flower only. I see the amazing connection of the divine that I share with that flower. The oneness is there because I'm infused with the same presence as the flower. I missed somebody's comment, and I apologize. I'm sorry. It looks like ginger. Go smell it. The blossom doesn't smell. Hello, Piano for Peace. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. I'm reading poems, love poems from God. I'm reading poems that take us into the mystic. I love Van Morrison's song, Into the Mystic. I'm not the mystic in Hawaii. The mystic is here. The root would smell of ginger, huh? Okay, thank you. I'm not the mystic in Hawaii. The mystic is here in Hawaii. The mystic is where you are. The mystic is within. The mystic is where we enter, what we enter into, because it's shared in all of creation. All of creation is infused, I like to say, with the divine, just like you infuse vodka with seed flavor, or you infuse it with tangerine or orange or pineapple, and it becomes a flavored drink and a flavored spirit. I love that. I love that image. I can be so proud of myself at times. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one is from Rabia. This is from Rabia, and Rabia was a sex slave in Basra in the 8th century. And after she turned 50, she was freed, and she began writing some of these mystic poems. Listen to this. The sky gave me its heart. The sky gave me its heart because it knew mine was not large enough to care for the earth the way it did. Why is it we think of God so much? Why is there so much talk about love? When an animal is wounded, no one has to tell it you need to heal. So naturally it will nurse itself as best it can. My eye kept telling me something is missing from all that I see, so I went in search of the cure. The cure for me was God's beauty. The remedy for me was to love. The sky gave me its heart because mine was not big enough for all of creation. And when I looked at creation and I saw something was missing, I looked for love. And that was the cure. And that was the remedy. How does this touch you? Thank you for the wonderful comment. It is wonderful. How does this touch you? Where does this touch your soul? Where does this open you? How does this open you to the mystic? Welcome. Thank you for your hearts. The sky gave me its heart because mine was not big enough to love all of creation. It makes me smile. Wonderful. Thank you. It makes you smile. Here's a short one from Rabia. Rabia wrote during the... Thank you, it makes you smile. Sweet. Rabia wrote during the 8th century in Basra, Iraq. Now the 8th century, you remember, what makes me want to share? What makes me want to share is the profound experience of connectedness and love, in the mystic, that I am calling the mystic. I want that to be shared. I want to share that with everyone, because we are one. That experience of oneness is, I think, is what will keep us alive in the future, literally. A oneness with all in creation. A oneness with all of humanity. And if I can enable you to glimpse that and hold that and enter into that yourself with these simple readings, it's a delight for me to do. Rabia, Basra, Iraq, 8th century, 9th century. Slicing potatoes. It helps putting my hands on a pot, on a broom, in a wash pail. I tried painting, but it was easier to fly slicing potatoes. I tried painting, but it was easier to fly slicing potatoes. In the mystic, moving into the mystic, we move into the realm of eternity because there's no death. In order to get into the mystic, we have to die. Die to self, die to the illusion that all of this is permanent and the most important. And then we move into the mystic and we see that all of this is important because it's sustained by the love and the mystic that is there. You have not a clue what she meant. I will share. I'm not sure I know, but I like to pretend that I know. What touched me, if I may share that, is that everything that is done in the love of God and for the love of God and for eternity enables us to fly and transcend ourselves. But why potatoes? Hello, Lidical. Hello, Benny. I'm glad to see you all are here. Thank you. I'm reading the mystic writers, and I'm trying to express one. But Laurel, this is part of the problem, that we try to analyze these things, and they're beyond an analysis because they speak of a reality that is ineffable, that's without words. And so when she says that slicing potatoes was the only way she could fly, okay. You couldn't do it in the mop, you couldn't do it in the pail, but you could sure do it in slicing potatoes. So I let that dwell in me, and I'll think about that for a while and wonder what she meant and wonder what it could mean for me to fly. Rabia, 9th century. After 50 years old, much of her life in sex trade because she was sex trafficked. She was so beautiful, she was sold into a brothel. In my soul, this is called. In my soul there is a temple, a shrine, a mosque, a church where I kneel. Prayer should bring us to an altar where no walls or names exist. Is there not a region of love where the sovereignty is illumined? Where ecstasy gets poured into itself and becomes lost? Where the wing is fully alive, but there is no mind or body? In my soul, there is a temple, a shrine, a mosque, a church that dissolve in God. How does that grab you? You like that one? Good, thank you. Is that Laurel? Thanks, Laurel. Yes. It all dissolves in God. And into the mystic. Come into the mystic, and that's where you get into the soul, your own soul, and you discover that all things dissolve in God, except that they come back to life in a new color, in a new fervor, with, hello Chip, with a new joy when we live in the mystic. Welcome to the mystic here in Hawaii and wherever you are. I'm just going to give you a quick little show here of what I'm seeing. This is the home I live in, house. This is our side yard. Beyond there is you can't see it, but the deep blue that you see in the distance is in fact the ocean. And I've been looking at these flowers here. The brightness in the sunlight is almost breathtaking against the green, and they're all over the place. They're all over the place. This big tree over here, avocado tree. It has several avocados on it. Behind that, there's a coconut tree. In our front yard, there's a papaya tree. We eat them. How cool is that? Yeah, so this is a wonderful place to experience the mystic. I do feel very, very lucky. Very lucky. So I'm going to read one more. That dissolve, I do like the closing on her last one. I am blessed, you're right. In my soul there is a temple, a shrine, a mosque, a church that dissolve in God. All the labels we could put on things that we create as religions, all those dissolve in the mystic. Welcome into the mystic. I'm going to close with this one. Thank you so much. I'm going to do this. I'll be doing this in the afternoon again on tomorrow and also on Wednesday. And in fact, starting next week, thank you very much. I'll try to do it tomorrow at 2 o'clock and for the next 2 days, 2 in the afternoon, Hawaii time. That's 5 o'clock West Pacific time and 6 Mountain Time, 7 Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Where are you all? Are you close by? So, thank you. You're welcome. This one is entitled, They Might Hold Hands. This is the last one I want to share with you. Maybe if I brought the moon a little closer, lovers would argue less. They might hold hands outside and point to the heavens and say, I think God is up to something. from Ohio. Thank you for chiming in, for tuning in. They might look up at the sky and think, I think God's up to something. Welcome to the Mystic, my friends. I will see you again. Please come back and bring your friends. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Is that Laurel? Thanks, Laurel. How's your healing going, Laurel? And thanks for your hearts. Invite your friends next time, will you please? Thank you. Oh, thank you, and I love you.